who is a gamer and a game developer. Because I mean, it's one thing to say like you play games, and most of us do. Sabrina is a massive mobile game guy. I know Joe Sir because he's got 2 kids, so he plays. Joe Sir, what's your favorite gaming console? PC. Okay, so Joe Sir plays PC games. Chris is like
Trivial Pursuit.
Trivial Pursuit. Okay, nice. And then like me, I could mess somebody up in Excite Bike, like 8-bit, like NES. But fortunately, someone who is a very entrenched and in very good ways in representing our island in an outstanding capacity is our friend Joriel. So Joriel, Hafide, good morning and welcome to the link.
Hello and welcome. Oh, yeah. I am the one being welcomed this time. Hi, I'm Joriel. Nice to meet you.
And thank you for actually using your gaming rig, because I mean, your community. I mean, you guys are all very, very tight knit. I've had the actual good fortune of being able to MC and kind of like host some of the gaming events here, but it's a very positive community. It's incredibly diverse. There's no like real snippiness or oh, so and so went to some school or somebody's boy versus girl or certain age and everything like that. Everybody gets along, everybody competes, and everybody enjoys the craft of being able to play video games. But you've also taken it to the next level because you got into development, right? So tell me, how long have you actually been a game developer?
Oh, that's actually crazy because I'm not actually sure when I started, but this is a passion that's been living with me since I was in 5th grade. So that would be like 10 to 15 years, but I didn't really develop anything in the professional scale before. When I was in 5th grade, all I'll just keep doing is just make games that shows like stick figures, and then I put my classmates' faces on it.
Dude, that's how it starts. I mean, those of us who've done we've done websites, you do mobile apps, you build databases, or you make any kind of software and everything like that. I have ultimate praise for you because those are the roots of how you get started in this industry. So, and how has your let's say, for lack of a better term, how has your game as a developer gone from those early days and kind of like sketching out like real simple schematics and everything like that, gone up to actually building working functional games now?
Oh, I'm not exactly sure. But back then, I just come up with a funny idea that my friends would think it would be really funny. And it's still the same. It's still the same compared to today. Mm-hmm. I think of something funny and I think my friends would love it. And I would put it that way. But the big difference nowadays is I would actually come up with plans on like, oh, can I actually program this? Or can I not program it? If I don't know how to program it, I would think about it. Can I learn it in this amount of time? And if I could do it, I'll do it. And then I'll come up with plans. I don't really write so much formal paperwork on how to design something because it all comes down to experience. The way I design games is I'm gonna quickly do something. If it feels good. I'm gonna do it.
Well, I can tell you're a very competent programmer because you've got a black hoodie on, which means you're already in the club. You're already part. You're already down. I've got 6 or 7 myself, but even though you and I like we write different types of code and everything like that, and even though I work for a media company, we share the same passion because when you're doing a video game or when like I'm working on something like we're sharing like a news video, we're still in the art of storytelling, and I have the ultimate respect for that because when you're playing a video game, you're laying out a story, and like you said, I mean, it may work with a few friends of yours, and then other people find it interesting, and you keep building on it and everything like that. But I mean, you are a professional storyteller, and that is an amazing thing to have.
Yeah, it just feels so nice because it's not just creating a game, but you can also create so much stories from it. It's so many people's talents coming together, and then it's forming into one big product that anyone can enjoy.
Mm-hmm. So what kind of platforms do you build games for? Are you working with like, do you do, like big consoles, or do you do PCs, or do you do mobile games, or do you even write games for the web? Or?
I mostly make games for the PC, okay. But I did work on something that's going to be on a console.
Very nice. Okay, and what technologies? What's your stack? Like, what do you use when you basically make games? Are you using like 3D engines or?
Oh, it's actually pretty varied. It depends on what I'm trying to accomplish. Like for example, if I'm trying to make like a 3D game, I use this game engine called Unity 3D.
Unity, yep. I
Yep.
was gonna say, do you use Unity and Gaia and all that?
Yeah, I use Unity, but for most of my projects, because they're mostly 2D, there's this engine called Game Maker Studio,
Mhm.
which helps you. Well, it's great because it's simple, and you can create games like really fast. That's why I do prefer it. But I've touched so many different engines. I've touched Unreal. I've touched RPG Maker. I've even tried making games without using an engine at all, or by using someone else's toolkit that they post on forums.
Well, that's good. I mean, so do you consider yourself to be a very, very proud indie developer, and would you like to kind of, keep doing like the DIY thing, or do you have aspirations to maybe someday make it up to one of the major gaming studios like Electronic Arts or Blizzard or Microsoft or even companies like that?
Oh, for as a day job, I would love to do that. Actually, I actually have multiple contacts with people who are working on Blizzard and other companies, like Riot Games. But right now, I'm currently working as a web developer. But
Cool.
But whenever I come home, I put all of my heart and passion into my own games, because I would love to put all of my creativity and passion into something that I like, and eventually, soon enough, maybe I might get hired by a larger company, and of course, I would use all of those skills that I've learned into my projects.
Well, man, I think you're off to a fantastic start. Now, okay, now I want to talk about speed in just a moment, but I wanted to get your opinion. Give me a thumbs up or thumbs down on what you thought of when, and this goes back a few years, but remember when Rovio basically took over the world when they did Angry Birds? Remember when they ported Angry Birds to the browser and they made it for the web? Did you think,
Yeah.
were you on board with that, or were you like, nah, just give it to me like on a mobile platform? I thought it was the coolest thing I'd ever seen.
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah.
It's the more accessibility there is for games, the more players can come in and enjoy your product. It's great.
Absolutely agree. And I know some of the guys who worked on that project and everything like that, and they said they had the time of their lives. Like, I mean, it wasn't easy, but when they pulled it off, they were like, wow, we actually made Angry Birds in a browser. You can play this on the web, and that is super cool. Okay. Well, one thing you were saying is you were like, you working with all these different frameworks and tools and technologies is it allows you to turn out games really fast. And that's probably helped you because you participated in an event recently which actually stresses your ability to churn out a functional working game under some really interesting time constraints and everything. So tell me about that. It's basically a hackathon, right?
Oh no. It's I did enter in multiple hackathons and like game jams, but the event that we were talking about actually is an event called Games Done Quick, and it's not about creating a game within a certain time frame. It's multiple gamers all around the world coming together and trying to beat as many games as coming all together and beating the game that they have so much passion for.
Oh, I
a few
see.
Minutes.
Okay. And so which game do you get to choose the game, or are you basically like assigned it and then you just like they just set you off and you just go attack?
Basically you submit what game that you want to do and they watch your performance, and if you're good and they like it, they will accept you into it. And the game that I submitted is none other than my own game.
That's cool. Well, we have a segment on the show called Cover Me, and like, I mean, hey, if you want to cover your own game and everything like that, I have ultimate respect for that. I mean, you put enough hours into it. So
Yeah.
So how was it like to, because Ken Nicholas here, who is our social media director, but he's also like a very big name in the local gaming scene and everything. He has actually said that over the years, I mean, yeah, many of us on Guam grew up playing games. I mean, I know I did. That's a big part of my childhood. But he actually said that these days, Guam is actually known for having some very, very high caliber competition gamers and everything like that. So what would you say about where Guam stands right now on a international scale when it comes to entering these gaming competitions?
Oh, they're very good. They're very good. There's okay, so I currently live in America right now, and when they went over to America and competed in one of the largest fighting game one of the largest fighting game tournaments in the world called Evolution, they actually did work against a lot of the players here. So I'd say they are pretty good. They're very strong.
Mm-hmm. Very cool.
They're,
Okay.
I even have some friends over there who recently competed in an online tournament. It's the online version of Evo, and it was called Anime Evo, a subdivision of the tournament.
Nice.
And some of the people in Guam actually got top placement in the tournament, and it was so great.
That is cool because you guys all have the same roots and you probably went to school together and definitely like have the same background and can identify with basically the same things here. So, man, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's a great thing about Guam is that it's so easy to get along and know so many people from all corners in the island.
Mm-hmm. How is it like differentiate for me now? How is it like in the States? Do people get really catty or really like chippy when it comes to competing? Because I mean, you guys in many cases you guys are competing for some very big prizes, and obviously the street cred in the gamer community is off the charts.
Oh, okay. So one of the big differences that I can feel from here is that since the mainland is pretty huge, sometimes you gotta get together with your city, and then you go ahead and challenge some other city and see who can come out on top.
Mm-hmm. So where does like what is it like Guam versus Portland, or are you saying like Guam versus Laramie, Wyoming, and like what's coming up next for Guam, and how can we cheer you guys on?
Oh, that one I think you have to ask Ken San Nicolas for.
Okay, so what's next for you? Like obviously you're a man of many talents and you're working on a whole bunch of different things and everything like that. So as a web developer, as a gamer, as a game developer and everything, what's next for you? And where can I'm sure you have a Twitch channel, so where can people find you on Twitch?
Oh, it's my Twitch channel is called Chair G Tables.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and I know we got that. Yeah, Joseph's popping that up right now. So, where do you see yourself maybe going forward in this year? Because also as a gamer and as a Guamanian, it's important for us to give back, right? You help the younger people because I'm sure somebody helped you out when you were getting started in gaming. They just didn't say, okay, set up your console there and everything. So, how do you want to continue to make sure that gaming on Guam and for people that come from Guam and everything, we keep this trend going?
Oh, this is one of the topics that I enjoy talking about. So in the way I move forward this year is that there's so many people everywhere that wants to try out their talents, whether it's drawing, whether it's writing, or whether it's composing music. But they just don't know like where they can get started. And this is one of the great things about developing games. What the thing about the team that I work with is that we're very open to all the people that want to try out. We not only like talk to people, but we try to befriend them and get to know like what their skills and talents are. And whenever they're like, oh, one day I want to try making art for a game, or I want to try voice acting, and I just say, hey, you want to give it a shot with our game? And then we would just throw it in, and then it's so great because like whenever the game finishes, they get to see their names in the credits, and they're like, oh, I made that, and they get to show all of the people like how everyone's talents just come together, and it's just a circle of happiness, and it just feels so worth. So going forward, that's what I want to do. I just want to keep inspiring people to make use of their talents and keep trying. Even though one of the things about some people is that they feel insecure, or they feel like they're not good enough. But if they just get that one push, do you want to create something? And if they get that push and that enough motivation, that's what I want to do. I want to give them the chance to prove to everyone that they can do something great. And that's what we're doing for our next game called Hazuki Dies. She has no name.
Well, again, like I said, I mean, your profession greatly parallels ours, so we're all about telling really good stories and everything. So, man, thank you for sparing some of your time with us. I know you're doing a million things and everything like that, but it's really good to see you representing our island so well. Please be safe out there, my friend, and everything, because we live in really weird times and everything like that. But we're gonna make sure that everybody checks you out on Twitch and supports you, because you're doing very, very good work too, and obviously keeping it very positive.
Yep. Big thank. I really appreciate it.
All right, man. Have a great one. Take care and be safe.
Hmm.
Thank you, Joriel.
Man, Chris, that's what it's all about, man. Just being positive.
Yep.
Yeah, circle of happiness.
Yeah.
Amen. You know, it's funny because my or like my older kids, if they had told me, 10 years ago that, Dad, I want to be a YouTuber, I want to be a gamer when I grow up, I would have laughed. But with my younger kids, now it's like they're looking at people like you. So thanks.
Dude, you could
And they're saying, it can be done, Dad.
You can get a full ride scholarship to go to major universities and study whatever you want. Chris, you would have zero debt for your children to get a college education.
I know. I'm saying.
See, if all you did was just invest in $350 for your PS5.
Well, I mean, is that a competitive game? Because my boys are on the Red Dead phase now.
I know. What do you say? What do you say, Joriel? Can people? What game should people start out with if they want to kind of get into the competitive game?
They wet their beak a little bit.
Oh, okay. Well, I think one of the most easiest games to get into, because all of your favorite characters are there, is just Super Smash Brothers. It's easy to get all of your friends together and say, "Oh, I love this character," and then they'll just play.
Mm-hmm. And like he said, if you get into the Guam gaming community, it's very accommodating, it's very accepting, it's very collegial. Everybody gets along. I mean, Ken's brought me to some of his events, and it is unbelievable. I mean, I come from another side of nerds where it can be a little bit chippy when it comes to those kind of programmers. But I mean, gamers, you just go there and you just feel the camaraderie, and it's people with similar interests, and they get it, and they realize what a privilege it is to just be doing what they love all together, for free. So. All right, well, hey, Joriel, we got to go, man. But thanks again for sharing some of your positivity and your passions with us, man. We really appreciate it, and we wish you the best of luck.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right, have
Thank
a good
you,
one.
Joriel. There you go. Super Smash Brothers.
Yep.
Bree?
I'll probably have to show this link to my son or not show him this link.
Right, yeah. I know. It's like...
See, Mom, I told you Uncle Chris said to get me a PS5.
No, my son actually wants one of those, and he's talked about same thing.